The easiest side hustle may not be something new at all. It may be something you already do without thinking, helping a child with homework, cooking for a family, organizing bills, caring for pets, teaching music, fixing small things around the house, or explaining something that comes naturally to you. And that matters because a side hustle does not have to start with a big investment, a complicated app, or some risky promise online. Sometimes the first step is simply asking,
music
what do I
lessons,
already know how to
tutoring,
do that someone else would
babysitting,
gladly pay
bookkeeping,
for?
personal
Before we get into the
assistance, like all of that
examples,
stuff
think about
is
this for a
fantastic.
second.
Now, there's also
What is one thing people already ask you for help with? Let me know in the comments because that answer can be a clue to the kind of side hustle that might actually fit your life. Now, the reason this idea is so useful is because a lot of side hustle advice sounds exciting, but not very realistic. You hear about launching digital products, building a huge audience, using artificial intelligence to create income, reselling collectibles, driving for gig apps, or starting an online business from scratch. Some of those things can work for the right person, but they can also take more time, more risk, and more learning than people expect. For ordinary people who just want a little more breathing room, the better question may be much simpler. What skill do you already have, and who needs it? So then, a retired teacher may be able to tutor students. A parent who cooks every night may be able to prep meals for another busy family. A longtime office worker may be able to help with bookkeeping, invoices, spreadsheets, or basic admin work. A musician may be able to teach beginner lessons. A person who has owned pets for years may be able to pet sit or walk dogs for neighbors. None of these ideas sound flashy, but that is actually the point. They are built around trust, experience, and usefulness. And this is especially important for retirees because many older adults have decades of knowledge that they may not think of as marketable anymore. If you spent years managing people, helping customers, repairing things, teaching, organizing records, working with numbers, writing, cooking, caring for family, or serving your community, those are not small things. They are skills. And when someone else has a problem that your skill can solve, that skill can become income. But there's a mindset shift here. Many people undervalue what feels easy to them. If you have played piano for 30 years, teaching beginner lessons may feel too basic. But to a child just starting out, or an adult who always wanted to learn, that knowledge is valuable. If you have balanced household budgets for years, a neighbor or small business owner may see that as a huge relief. If you're good at explaining math patiently, a struggling student's family may gladly pay for that help. For parents, this can look a little different, but the same idea applies. Parenting builds skills that do not always show up on a resume, even though they are very real. Scheduling, cooking, cleaning, budgeting, teaching, organizing, calming conflicts, planning errands, managing appointments, and keeping a household moving. That is a lot. A stay-at-home parent may not have traditional work hours available, but they may be able to tutor after bedtime, babysit during the day, prep meals on Sundays, or do virtual assistant work during school hours. And for everyday workers, a skill-based side hustle can become a small safety net. It may not replace a full-time paycheck, and it does not have to. An extra $100, $200, or a few $100s a month can help with groceries, gas, debt, emergency savings, school costs, or retirement contributions. The key is to keep it realistic. A side hustle that fits your life is usually better than one that sounds exciting but drains all your energy. So, how do you find the right one? A simple way to think about it is to make 3 lists. First, write down what you know how to do. Second, write down what people already ask you for help with. Third, write down what you would be willing to do repeatedly without becoming miserable. The overlap between those 3 lists is where the best ideas usually appear. For example, tutoring works well for teachers, retired teachers, college students, former office professionals, or anyone who is strong in a subject and patient enough to explain it clearly. It could be reading, math, English, test prep, basic computer skills, or even helping adults learn a new skill. The important part is to be specific. Instead of saying, I tutor everything, you might say, I help middle school students with math twice a week, or I help adults practice basic English conversation. Bookkeeping is another practical example. If you have experience with spreadsheets, invoices, payroll, taxes, or office paperwork, that may feel ordinary to you. But to a small business owner who hates paperwork, it could be worth paying for. This one does require accuracy and clear boundaries because money records matter. But for someone with the right background, bookkeeping can be flexible, steady, and useful. Meal prep is another one that sounds simple, but it solves a real problem. Families are busy. Older adults may not want to cook every day. Workers may be tired after long shifts. A person who already cooks will may be able to offer a small menu, a few reliable dishes, or weekly prep for 1 or 2 families. But this is where you have to be careful because food safety, local rules, allergies, and expectations all matter. Starting with people you know and keeping the offer simple can make this much easier. Pet sitting and dog walking can also be a good fit, especially for someone who likes animals and wants something local. People travel, work long hours, or need help when they are sick or busy. A reliable pet sitter gives people peace of mind, and peace of mind is valuable. Still, it is not effortless. Pets have routines, medical needs, personalities, and sometimes emergencies. So the best fit is someone who is dependable, calm, and honest about what they can handle. Now, one mistake people make is trying to turn every skill into a big business right away. You do not need to do that. In fact, starting too big can create stress before you even know whether you like the work. If you want to tutor, start with 1 student. If you want to pet sit, start with 1 household. If you want to teach music, start with 2 beginner lessons a week. If you want to do bookkeeping, start with 1 small client. And that first small test tells you a lot. Do people actually want the service? Does it fit your schedule? Are you charging enough for the time involved? Are there hidden costs like supplies, travel, software, gas, food, or extra childcare? Do you enjoy it enough to keep going? A side hustle should not quietly become a second full-time job unless that is truly what you want. This is also where pricing matters. Many people undercharge because they feel awkward asking for money, especially when the skill comes naturally to them. But you're not charging only for the minutes you spend. You are charging for your experience, preparation, reliability, and the problem you solve. A tutor is not just sitting for an hour. They are helping a student feel less lost. A pet sitter is not just stopping by. They're giving the owner confidence that their pet is safe. At the same time, do not ignore the boring details because they can protect you. Track what you earn. Track your expenses. Keep a simple record of dates, payments, supplies, mileage, and any platform fees. Side income may be taxable, and for retirees, extra earnings can sometimes interact with Social Security rules, taxes, pensions, or Medicare-related costs depending on the situation. You do not need to panic about that, but you should not pretend the money is invisible either. There is another caution too, especially for older adults and anyone looking for flexible work online. Be careful with offers that promise high pay for very little work, require upfront fees, or feel vague about what you would actually be doing. Real side hustles are usually clear. You tutor a student, you walk a dog, you prepare meals, you organize books and teach a lesson. You help a client with a specific task. If the offer sounds magical, slow down. But the encouraging part is that a skill-based side hustle gives you more control than many other options. You can choose your hours, start small, say no to work that does not fit, and adjust as you learn. A retiree may want only 5 hours a week. A parent may only want work that fits around school pickup. A full-time worker may only want weekend income. That is fine. The side hustle should serve your life, not take it over. And this is the part many people miss. The best side hustle is not always the one with the highest possible pay. It is the one you can repeat without burning out, without risking money you cannot afford to lose, and without turning your life into chaos. A calm, steady, useful service can be more powerful than chasing a trend that never really fits you. So before you assume you have nothing to offer, take inventory. Think about your work history, hobbies, household skills, community experience, language skills, caregiving experience, teaching ability, technical skills, or creative talents. Think about what friends and family already trust you with. Then ask where that skill meets a real need. The main takeaway is simple, but it is easy to overlook. You may not need to become a totally different person to earn extra money. You may already have something useful, something practical, something people need. Start small, keep records, protect your time, and choose something that fits your energy in your life. A side hustle does not have to be flashy to be worth doing. Sometimes the quiet, ordinary skill you have built over years is exactly what someone else has been looking for.